I only buy Bitcoin with money I cannot afford to lose. That is the latest quote by Michael Saylor, the founder and chairman of Strategy, aka MicroStrategy. He is a major Bitcoin bull, and at the recent Bitcoin conference for 2025, this is what he said.
And if I can get like a 3-year-old kid with a beard to say there's no second best. Like baby Saylor can get the point across 1,000,000 times as efficiently. And so I think that these are important because you just can't spread the information efficiently enough unless you put it into a viral package.
And it makes sense. He's talking about making Bitcoin go viral, letting the people know what is out there and what is the best capital, especially as we have rising inflation and debt in the United States. Check this out. Saylor's Bitcoin buying strategy is exploding globally, but Wall Street is skeptical. I don't actually know if Wall Street is skeptical anymore. As we know, more and more companies are purchasing Bitcoin, and so are governments and sovereign wealth funds. So we're talking about Bitcoin becoming that apex asset. It's now better than gold essentially in returns. It's better than the Magnificent Seven. That's the Teslas, the Apples, the Microsofts, all of those companies. The returns on Bitcoin in the last 10 years are insane. Now, if you look at a 3-month chart, we have MicroStrategy, which is buying all the Bitcoin, right? Owning a lot of it for the last 5 years. Their return is 44% in the last 3 months. Wall Street is looking at that. The article there says it was skeptical, but Wall Street is paying attention. Then you got Bitcoin as the number 2 asset in the last 3 months, 22%. Then Tesla coming from the bottom, rising on up, still down for the year, but up 18% for the last 3 months. Microsoft 16, gold with 15, Nvidia with 8, QQQ or NASDAQ with 2%, and then everything else is down. Apple doing the worst at 17%. So what Michael Saylor is saying, this strategy works. And here we are. Strategy acquires 705 Bitcoin and now holds 580,955 Bitcoin. This is their latest Form 8K as of June 2nd. And this is all their information right here, letting the people know they're buying the Bitcoins and this thing is working out. So Wall Street's like, show us the way. He said, here it is, 62 billion. So you got MicroStrategy when he said mortgage the house, mortgage your home. This was in 2020 at some point. And the purchases began on September 2020. You got a few purchases. That's the ones in gold, right? The circle. And then the blue line is the average market price, dollar to market price. And then the green dot is the total dollar cost average. So they're buying, he's buying all through 2020, then up into 2021, and he's buying the tops and he's buying the bottoms, the true dollar cost average. He's buying. Then years go by, we see the bear market. And this is when the skepticism came where you're like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He bought all the tops of 2020, of 2021, even 2022. Now we are in a long year bear market from basically May of 2022 or March all the way until January, basically of 2024. He bought all that dip. He buys all throughout September. Then he even buys the highs of this year where Bitcoin hit about 70,000, I believe in 100,000. Overall, he's up over 54%. His average cost is around 65,000. So he's up a lot of money. and he has about $23 billion in profit for the company. What can you say? The strategy has worked. $23 billion on the balance sheet that has nothing to do with the sales of your company. That's amazing. And then here we are. Wall Street's like, okay, we watching. Let's make it happen. So here's a list of Bitcoin holdings by public companies. Obviously, Strategy, or AKA MicroStrategy, has over 500,000 Bitcoin, amazing value of about 60 billion. And they're currently on track to have 3% of the Bitcoin supply. That's crazy. It's a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of conviction. Then you have Marathon Digital owning 0.2 of the supply, Riot Platforms, Galaxy Digital, Tesla, Hut 8 Mining Corp, Block Inc., MetaPlanet, Coinbase, top 10, CleanSpark, Hive Digital, Exodus Movement, Cypher Mining, Nexon, and then a lot more mining companies and other companies. But the list is growing. Michael Saylor has officially orange pilled the whole world. Now check this out. Companies like GameStop and Trump Media are buying Bitcoin. Here's how investors should proceed. They should proceed with some caution, obviously, but the Bitcoin strategy is proven to be working. And people like Kathy Woods is predicting Bitcoin to be $1 million. So is Michael Saylor. And as Wall Street gets more in line with the strategy of buying Bitcoin and putting it on the balance sheet, that's how Bitcoin hits $1 million. And something that I see too as well, and I see other people online talking about it, Bitcoin is not an investment. It's not just an hedge. It is the strategy for your family, for your wealth funds, for everything.
All of us travel all over the world. Don and I travel hundreds of thousands of miles a year. I'm telling you right now, everybody in the world wants Bitcoin. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're, royal families. I don't care if you're the biggest, financial institutions. Everybody wants Bitcoin. Everybody is buying Bitcoin. If you go back 12 months, there were probably less than 100 companies that were treasuring Bitcoin that really had any. And now every single day, it's another sovereign wealth fund. Look what GameStop just did. Look what Truth Social did. Every single day, people are allocating billions and billions of dollars to it. 0.1 Bitcoin is going to be worth an absolute fortune. And, look at the OTCs. The OTCs have the least amount of Bitcoin ever on their books, right? I mean, the arrow's going straight down as the price of Bitcoin is going straight up. I've got a dear friend. He spoke on the stage before, Simon from MetaPlan, and I asked him, what's the hardest problem? And he goes, honestly, we're running out of Bitcoin. It's hard to find on the exchanges. I mean, guys, everybody wants it. No one wants to get rid of it. Everybody wants it as a balance sheet item. Every family, and this isn't America. This is the entire Middle East. This is Africa. This is all of Asia. This is Fortune 500. I mean, this is the biggest private offices. Everybody wants it. No one wants to get rid of it, and it's incredibly powerful. And I think you're going to see the value skyrocket. So don't be afraid of the integer. You don't need to buy things in whole integers. You can buy things in fractions of integers. And I think that's actually how Satoshi designed the system, to actually be designed to buy in fractions of integers. We just are so early to the game.
He's like, hey, this is what it is. As he travels around the world, everyone's purchasing Bitcoin. He called his dad up and said, we need to get the Bitcoin. So we got our president and his family got the Bitcoin. Fortune 500 companies got the Bitcoin. Why not you and me? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Passive income, gold in my dental, thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals, told my girl it was simple.